Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. If you're in quarantine, self-isolation, all that stuff, yeah, just hope everyone is staying safe, healthy, and whatever. Just, I don't know, having a good time and making the best of our current situation right now. So this video will be a few things, a update, and I just kind of want to go into my personal situation, just give you an insight into what the hell I've been up to, and then I want to get into some recent reads and talk about some comics that I've read recently. Recently, as in last few days, and then a couple that are a couple weeks old, but whatever. So they're all over the place there. But first, look what just came in the mail today. 2 new packages that I've been talking about on Wednesday, in my Wednesday video, that I've been on eBay Hardbody doing a lot of Bronze Age balling and some sniping, some good old sniping, taking me back to those days. But so yeah, so let's crack open these. I don't think so. You don't get to see these yet. What do you think this is? This isn't a haul video. This isn't a mail call video. But if you might be able to see in the corner here is part of a box that's still sitting here from. So I recently did a unboxing video, which you will see next week. This was the first package of many that were the fruits of my eBay exploration, and just a whole lot of, I've had a lot of fun on eBay, honestly. So yeah, that is that. So now we get into, give an update. First of all, so I want to say thank you to all my recent subscribers. I'm in the I forgot now. It's somewhere between 515 and 519 or something like that. I mean, it could be around 515, whatever. But so 515 subs, something like that. So thank you to everyone who's been checking out the content, subbing to the channel, and just engaging, watching the content, liking, and commenting. So thank you to all of you. And I've been playing MLB The Show 20 on PS4. So I've been dropping parts of that every day since last Saturday. And I just dropped, what's today? So yeah, so today was day 7. So I've been dropping those roughly around 2 to 3 o'clock. Today's went up a little bit late, but still got up there. And then every other day it was, like I say, around 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time. And then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm still doing my normal videos, which are usually comic book related. So got that. And so the increase in content is part of what segues into my next topic, which is my current situation. So I've talked about before that I work in education, and last week we were on spring break. This week is the first full week that we are out of work technically, but so on spring break they sent out emails that they were going to shut down the district, and pretty much the whole state is out of school until April 13th-ish. But my immediate concern was, okay, what's that going to do for, are we going to get paid during that time off? Because in the same email, they talked about how they knew people had questions about that, and they were still looking into that. So the moment I close out an email, I'm looking for other jobs, because now I'm looking at my situation is going to be, hey, I might be out of work at my main job for 4 or 5 weeks, whatever. But then 2 days later, they announced that they were still going to pay us, and then we were just going to be on call, which I don't believe will amount to much anyway, because you're not just going to gather up a bunch of people at a time like this. So now I have a lot more time in the daytime, which means I'm going to be reading a lot more comics, and I'll be able to organize and sort my comic book collection a lot sooner than I had anticipated. So it also means a lot more time at eBay, which is the packages there. And I'm actually waiting on a couple auctions to end right now. So I've got my phone right here, and at some point during the course of this video, there's just gonna be a cut, because I'm gonna jump right on so I can snag these auctions for a couple. I'll give you a hint. First few books are some Amazing Spider-Man books, actually. So yeah, that's cool. So we've got some Amazing Spider-Man books that I'm looking at right now. And what else was I gonna say? Okay, so as far as quarantine, I can't, because my part-time job, which I work a few days a week, is at a grocery store. So I still have to actually leave the house, which if I didn't, that would be cool, because I would love to stay home, because if I didn't have to go anywhere, that'd be fantastic, because I could just stay home and I could read comic books, and I could clean, organize my place, and I could play video games, and because I would just keep pumping out more content for you guys. That's why I started doing the MLB stuff, because I can So I've always wanted to add more video game content there, and I'm streaming it on Twitch. I'm streaming it on Twitch, and I'll be on Twitch tonight for an episode of Friday Night Lights, and I'll be playing MLB The Show. Most likely, I might jump on Call of Duty, but I probably won't stream that. But I'll be playing MLB The Show. So if you want to come check me out on Twitch, I don't know what time. I'll probably tweet it out. So if you on Twitter, just look for my tweet, look for the tweet later on, and maybe you can jump in the chat and hang out for a little bit. So there's that. So that's my current situation. And then on Wednesday, I also alluded to, okay, now that some comic shops are closing up, and we will have no more new comics for who knows how long. We'll see how long, what happens with this situation with the virus, and people taking, people gotta take their safety and health of the workers, and people just have to look out for themselves. So who knows what's going on. And I talked about, okay, am I gonna make another trip to one of my favorite comic shops and grab a few, because there are a few more books, back issues that I want to dig through, or boxes for, as well as some recent books that I had missed, or that I was interested in, and was like, okay, I might pick those up, as well as I want to get a bunch more bags and boards, because I have a lot of that I can do as well. So I might be making a trip tomorrow to go check them out. But then I was also kind of debating, like, hey, do I want to even venture out and go anywhere other than where I absolutely need to be, which is my place of work and the store? So I don't know, we'll see. But I probably will end up going because I want to, and I'll have time to take care of that. So that might be my last trip to a comic shop for who knows how long. So we'll see how that goes. Still watching. All right. And then, so that was my update. Just want to talk about that. So that's my current situation. And again, if you're in I don't know if you're in a state that is lockdown mode, let me know where you are and how you're doing, how you're holding up, how you're keeping yourself busy, and yeah, just what else you're up to. Like I said, I've been on eBay a lot and just reading comics and playing games and still working and trying to do a lot of cleaning around the house while I have extra time as well. So doing that, pumping out more content. So not that eBay update, subs, good stuff. So now let's talk about some of the recent books that I've read. So these are just a few. I just pulled out a little stack. Some of these I just read. Like these ones, this story I just read. So we're gonna jump right into, where are you? So this is a book I actually showed off in a recent haul. Actually, probably my last haul that I uploaded. Here is X Factor 81 featuring Cyber. So this has X Factor facing Cyber and a couple other characters I've never seen before. And it was an interesting read. Cyber is a lot bigger than I thought he was. There was one panel, like, he was absurdly huge, and I knew he's a bulkier guy, but I didn't expect him to be tall as well. So maybe just that panel. I don't know the artist's interpretation of him, but yeah. So touch of Cyber equals death, and it was just kind of cool because it had Havoc and a lot of Guido in this one, strong guy, and just his personality, a lot of Havoc in his leadership, and then Multiple Man dealing with some personal issues here. So yeah, it was just a little interesting read, nothing too much. I don't know if I'll pick up the other issues surrounding it. We'll see how that goes. And we're back from my brief eBay break that I told you about. Had to go snag a couple issues. I missed out on one, but that's okay. So I got a couple more Amazing Spider-Man issues from this one seller who I've hit up. This is probably my third round of auctions with this person. So, or this shop, they're called Infinity Comics. I think they're based in North Carolina. So you can probably go check them out. So there's probably just one seller out there, one comic shop out there, retailer, who is taking advantage of this drop in business and is, taking it online. So they're getting a huge boost through eBay. They probably already have been on eBay anyway. So just moving books out that way instead of out the door. So that works. Next up, we want to talk about this series that I'm definitely going to be, this is one of the series that I'll be looking for when I go hit that shop up tomorrow and pick up the other issues. Here is Ghost Rider from the current run that just started last year. There's number 1. And then number 2. This was when the first issue dropped. I just wanted this cover because I had this on my blog for the comic cover art of the week. And the week it dropped, I ended up, when I went to the shop, or one of the shops that I went to that week, I saw this cover and I was like, oh yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll just grab it. And ended up being a pretty good read, and I ended up getting part 2 somewhere for, I think I just for like $1 or $2. I don't know if it was a C2. It might have been a C2E2. I can't remember now. I had to go back and check my hauls, but it was either a C2E2 or one of the other sales, but I ended up getting it for like $1 or $2. So I read it, and so how it starts off is, I actually don't know what the hell happened previous to this. I don't know what the precursor is, but I just know that Johnny Blaze and, well, it has Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch in this, which is cool because you get both Ghost Riders, or 2 of the several Ghost Riders. And Johnny Blaze, who is now the ruler of hell, and Danny Ketch, who just owns a bar. So, and he's a bit of a, he drinks a lot too. But he doesn't really want to even, like Danny Ketch he wants to just be removed from all this. He doesn't want anything to do with the spirit of vengeance. He wants to be done with all of that life. He just wants to just live his life and be as normal and human as possible. But so what's happening is Johnny Blaze is, as I said, he's ruler of hell, and then they're finding out, or he's finding out, that a bunch of demons or whatever has been escaping hell, or I think they were escaping hell or escaping some sort of prison that they were in. So he's tracking them down, or I forgot how it goes now, but it's him going, and then him and Danny catch up. And that's when he tells him, like, or Danny tells Johnny that he don't want any part of this, but kind of forced into it. And then we find out, so yeah, through 2 issues, it's not a spoiler now because it was several months ago, but we find out that Johnny has actually been corrupted as he's become the leader of, or the ruler of hell. He's been corrupted by this, so he's searching, and you kind of get the, if you understand a little bit about the Ghost Riders and the Spirit of Vengeance, they kind of, I forgot what they call it, but I don't want to say the aura, but they feel like basically kind of like the aura of sin, or they can sense sin all around, and so he's picking up everything, and like even the smallest thing, he's picking it all up, and he's trying to just crush all this sin out. And I think it was, I don't know if it was Danny that somebody else picked up on this and was telling him that, hey, he's been corrupted by this. So then that kind of leads into like a little showdown with them, and then more. So it was really surprisingly good. I will say that Aaron Cooter is, I think he's a decent artist, but it's just not my favorite. Some of the storytelling skills are there, but just ideally just not, his style isn't, I'm just not that big of a fan, but it's cool though. I don't want to say it's ugly or anything, but just stylistically, it's okay. So yeah, Ghost Rider, so I will be picking up, I think they're might be up to issue 6 right now. So I will be looking forward to getting up those other 4 issues there. So that's Ghost Rider. And also just that cover is cool as hell. And if you haven't seen this, I will, matter of fact, we're gonna take the time, because at first I wasn't gonna do this, but I shut it off when I picked it up, and most of you have probably seen it anyway. But so here's the full cover there for Ghost Rider #1. This cover here, this variant here anyway. And then while I got this open, I will say that Danny Ketch, I think he has a better bike. So like the front of his motorcycle there. So just show you that right there. And moving along, here I just picked this up. I think I picked this up when I picked up X Factor too, or it could have been, yeah, it might have been. So I was digging through this store's dollar boxes real quick. I didn't even go through them all. I just flipped through a couple of them all. I was talking to the lady that ran the shop. We were just chopping it up, different things. So grabbed this one, Doctor Strange #1. I just had to grab this one because Chris Bachalo is one of my favorite artists. So I saw this one, figured why the hell not, and it being a pretty good read. I think I might keep reading this one. Dude he's such a fantastic storyteller. Him and Tim Townsend are a fantastic team. They had a bunch of inkers on this too, so I never understood why there's so many inkers. But so yeah, Jason Aaron on this as well. So Doctor Strange, and he kind of runs into this lady who, what is it? I forgot, she has something on her head. I forgot what it is. Let me see. But then he's like, she goes up to his Sanctum Sanctorum, and oh, look at this. There he is. Strange. And what was it? So he's got done doing his battle. Dude is so cool. Like, his art is just fantastic. But he was actually inside this kid's head, and like these demons had a hold of him, and so he went inside and just kind of, eliminated that threat. And it's like kind of this cool he's right here. He's just kind of walking around, and it's just showing like the underworld of the supernatural, or the supernatural as it exists in our world, just beyond what people can see, and just all the creatures and bacteria, beings, and just everything that exists out there. And then it comes across like a group of, I don't know what they call it, like a support group of other supernatural characters, Dr. Voodoo, Scarlet Witch, Shaman. I think there's somebody else here. Oh no, somebody else was there, but they left. I forgot who it was. Professor Zoo. I don't know who that is. And then like this lady goes up to his house, and she's looking for him, and he's just kind of standing outside trying to see what she wants. And then he just kind of goes in. So they talk. Anyways, she has a big problem. I'll show you here. Whatever. It's old anyway, several years old. So that's what she has on top of her head. And she goes to Strange to seek him out. But it's actually a pretty good read and visually fantastic as always. Because you got Chris Machado and Tim Townsend, so, and a couple other inkers. So yeah, that's Doctor Strange #1. And then another little mini series that I just read, this event. I wish I had the poster. I don't have the poster handy. But this one was kind of cool, interesting to finally read, because here it is. So Ranthanagar War 1 through 6. There's #1. #2. I picked up 1 at a shop. It was $1. And then I picked up 2 from mycomicshop.com because it was one of the $1 books one week. So, oh, that works out. And then the last issues 3 through 6, I picked up at one of my favorite shops because they had all 6 there. So I got the last 4 issues I needed for $1 each. So it worked out well. This is from 2005-ish. Yeah, 2005. And it leads up to Infinite Crisis. I almost said Final Crisis. All these damn crises. It was at 5 and then 6 there. So it leads into that. And then what's cool about this one, why I wanted to read this one, because, well, it just seemed, I figured why the hell not. But around 2005 was when, I think 2005 was the first year I started going to comic conventions. And they had, so it was Wizard World Chicago 2005, and all these promo posters and all this promo convention swag, promo stuff like posters and who knows whatever else they had at all the publishers' booths. And one of the posters was one for the Ranthanagar War. It might have been actually this cover here. I have it somewhere. But I thought it was just cool because I talked about events before and how they are great for their gateway to other characters and, well, creators as well, but other characters that you typically might not read, like Adam Strange and Hawkman, especially back then. Hadn't branched out as much, so those characters I would not have read otherwise. So, and then Adam Strange, because he just has a new book out now, Strange Adventures. So I thought that was cool. So I just figured why not, and it was actually a decent read. I didn't care for the art because Ivan Reis reminds me of Butch Geist. It has a similar style, and I just didn't care for it at all. I just don't like his style, either style, as much. So some panels I'm just like, didn't really care, but I was just interested in the story. But then it ended, I don't know, this character here, I forgot his name, something Onimar, Lord something Sin, I don't know. But it just ended up being like this gigantic ancient god, whatever, soul eater. And it was like, I was kind of tired of gigantic, larger than life beings because they get kind of old. And then but it actually ended up, it didn't like rely on some MacGuffin or anything like that. So it ended kind of well. So I was okay with that, the way it wrapped up and how he got defeated. So it was cool. But it has Green Lantern, there's Kyle Rayner, Adam Strange, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and the Hawkwoman. But so it was Shayera and then Kendra, but I always thought those were the same person. So I have no idea. I was confused by that. And it has this guy here, Captain Comet in the red. He's like a telepath. And who else is in here? I forgot the lady. There was another lady in here. I forgot her name. She's not on any of the covers though, which is kind of, because she was a major part of this. Unless I missed her somewhere. But anyways, so it was a solid story. Oh, Killer Walk is in there as well. But interesting read, and since I got them all for $1, just something that I once read and just kind of brought me back to 2005 when just kind of branched out there. So that was cool. I want to talk about that more. That'll be another video. Just talking about how I branched out and like how my comic reading and collecting has expanded over the years. And last up is, last ones I wanted to pull out anyway, the Iron Fist Legacy run was just this first arc. So Iron Fist Legacy run ran 73 through 70, I think maybe 80. And I just picked up this arc because it has Sabretooth, and when I saw this, I finally saw this at a sale, and I got the first 2 issues because they were $1 each. And I said, oh wait, what? Iron Fist and Sabretooth again? And if you don't know, Sabretooth made his first appearance in Iron Fist original series, Iron Fist number 14. So that was his first appearance there. I think he finished up because it was 15 issues. So he must have, I think he was in 14 and 15. So I just think their pairing was quite interesting and ended up being a solid read. Now, again, this is another series where this is drawn by Mike Perkins. I did not care for his art as much, but I will. There is one specific panel in here, or like this. There's this one dope page in here that I thought was fantastic, and he was just good storytelling skills. I just stylistically, I just didn't care again. So let me find that page. I should have meant to bookmark it. I could put a literal bookmark in there, but I forgot. But it was kind of cool because it has Iron Fist coming back to New York, and he has this big dragon shoe in his apartment, just hanging out, and he feeds it cows. And he's talking about how it cost him millions of dollars to set up this little cage in his apartment, and it's like, oh, not to mention the food, because he's feeding, like, they just show him feeding him a cow. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So Danny ran, and then he goes to find Sabretooth. Oh, and then there's an appearance of Constrictor, but then we find out it's not actually Constrictor because he died, which I didn't know. I was like, whoa, when the hell did Constrictor die? But apparently he was sick and he died, but he had a son, and his son took his costume, the original Constrictor, Frank, left his son his costume and some other stuff, or maybe he left something as well, and I think he may have just found the costume, I'm not sure, but he took over the costume and he started a whole new Serpent Squad. Well, so you get to see some of Serpent Squad characters in here, and I'm not sure if it is the original Serpent Squad or just some other kind of legacy style things or legacy character things. But that was it was just nice to see, and then it was plus interesting because I never knew Sabretooth and Constrictor had a history like that. They just seem like 2 characters that I've never even heard of ever interacting in any way. So here it is. So this page here, I wish I just scanned it so I could just post it up here. But I'm just gonna hold this up so you can kind of see it. But this, I just love this panel here of this fight with Iron Fist and Choshin. And so Choshin is trying to take over Kunlun because he doesn't believe he doesn't believe that Iron Fist is worthy enough, and he shouldn't even possess the Iron Fist. And then when he goes back to Kunlun, he took the book of the Iron Fist, and when he gets there, because Kunlun only appears every 10 years, so he gets there and he finds out that Kunlun is being ruled by a woman named Sparrow. She's run by Sparrow. She seems pretty cool, but he does not believe that women should be in place of charge. He wants to go back to the old days of Kunlun. So he's talking about how she's not adhering to the past and all this stuff, but he definitely needed to die. So that is, I'm trying to think what else happened. There was quite a lot of stuff, but Iron Fist and Sabretooth teaming up. They had a little fight. Here's Iron Fist riding show there. So there's a big dragon. And so he also takes him back to Kunlun, so to get him out of his apartment. So we had Sabretooth, Iron Fist, Choshin, this character called the Plague of 12 Rats, who is quite the bastard. He feeds on people and he can release a poison. I think I don't know if he bites it or how does he can spread it. He was biting people. I think he might have eaten them though. But he tried to, it's funny because he tried to take on Sabretooth, and Sabretooth has healing factor, so he can't do anything about him. So he just pukes it up, and what do you say? And you made me, wait, no. He's like, I'm immune to disease, but you had to go and try anyway. And you made me puke. I hate puking. So then he takes him on, and so he beats him, and he drags him over. But it was kind of, it was just cool how Sabretooth is kind of on this, Sabretooth is like how he's kind of, I won't say always, but he's told the line at several times being hero and a villain. So in this part, it was just him, and he's at a bar, and Iron Fist goes to find him because he knows that the person who ended up stealing the book from Danny's place was Constrictor, the Constrictor's son. And so him and Sabretooth get into a fight, and then they share some drinks, and then they end up teaming up for this, and then they have a little bit of debate over killing because Sabretooth snaps this one dude's neck, and Iron Fist is like, he's like, we agreed you wouldn't be killing. He's like, no, we didn't. You said it. I didn't agree. And then that just kind of moved along from there. But it was really cool. Again, like stylistically, I wasn't in for Mike Perkins. I've never been a fan of his art, but storytelling is there. So I give him credit for that. Overall, it's just a pretty cool read. And yeah, again, so that is Iron Fist. Sabretooth Round 2 is the name of that arc there. Those are just some of the recent reads that I want to talk about. That was something I had wanted to do. I have no idea how long this video has gone on. It's going to be extra long. But that's okay. It's, like I said, I wanted to do a Friday update to give you a little insight into what the hell my current situation is. So I want to hear from all of you, as I said before. Let me know in the comments below what your current situation is as far as working. Are you out of work? Are you working out? I know a lot of people are working at home, working from home. And yeah, it's just a whole mess for everybody. So how you're holding up, how you keeping yourself busy. I talked about what I'm doing, and so you're gonna see a lot more stuff. I got a few more comic calls coming in. So after I do this video, I'm going to do another video where I open these up, and then yeah, again, I'll be on MLB The Show tonight. I don't know what time, so just look for a tweet. And yeah, it's reading comics and doing hauls, going to shop tomorrow. Let me know what you're reading, what you're playing, whatever else you're doing, and how you're holding up. So, oh yeah, also another thing I'm doing is, as I talked about, getting some bags and boards. I have tons of comics I need to be bagging and boarded. Something that I need to replace the bags and boards on. I'm still organizing. I'm trying to sort my collection, which has been an ongoing process, but now I have more time to do that. So I hope I'll be able to get that done faster. And then just reading a whole bunch of stuff. As I talk about, my hauls and my reading is constantly all over the place. I'm reading new books and old books, so I'm just bouncing around a lot. So let me know if you're interested in seeing any more kind of recent reads videos, or just kind of brief recaps of books that I'm reading. So yeah, that's that. Again, I'm going to say happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting, but people aren't going to be doing too much hunting. But you're still going to be reading and collecting, again, eBay. And for the few people whose shops are still open, yeah, go out, support them. And yeah, so that's that. Thanks for watching. The GENOTHADRAGON saying peace out.